This is Matt Savis, and I am here to share an idea about how to distribute information across the Lean Global Network and how to gather information across the Lean Global Network. So what we have here is essentially an Excel-based website. So along the bottom, you have a whole bunch of tabs, but those tabs are to be ignored. The only tab that you interact with is this Home tab, which is pictured here. The Home tab has a series of categories: basic information, institute sharing, working groups, and LTF. Perhaps there should be more, perhaps there should be fewer, but for now, that's what we've come up with. Each one of these categories has a series of buttons, and the buttons are interactive. What I mean by that is if I click on LGN Institute Information and Directors, it takes me to a tab in this workbook that has that information. So in this case, it has the number of institutes across tiers, the names of those institutes, the country they're affiliated with, the tier, the director, contact information for the director, the website, and the physical address. To get back to the home page, I click Back to Home, and I'm back at the Home tab. Similarly, if I'm interested in finding out what projects other institutes are working on, I can go to the Institute Sharing category, where there's an Institute Project Database. And I'm taken to a tab that has that information. So you have institutes that have shared the projects they have worked on or are working on, along with a bit of detail about the industry and what the company does. There's also a website. Again, to go back to the home page, I click Back to Home. For working groups, there's information about the members. So I can click CLP Working Group Members, and here they all just listed there. Again, to go back to Home, I click Back to Home. And to get more information about the CLP Working Group, I can click this LTF Case Study Videos and LTF Deep Dives button. And here I'm taken to the content that's been shared amongst the working group thus far. Well, since December of 2017 anyway. And so you have two things: case studies and LTF deep dives. So in the case of Turkey, they shared a case study about a company named Erkunt Industry that manufactures cylinders. And to see the case study that was shared through a Zoom call, I can click this button here. I get a warning message saying that this could contain viruses, but I'm going to say OK anyway. And then a video pops up. And here's Cevdet. Here we are going all the way to Istanbul.
Okay, so actually I will go very
and
quickly.
here's
This
Cevdet
is
sharing his case study. So I'm going to go back to the Excel website. And similarly, if I wanted to get his slide deck, I can click Case Study File here. Again, I get that warning message. And then here it is, in PDF form, the slides that Cevdet shared. Now, all of these files are contained in a Dropbox folder, a shared Dropbox folder called LGN Shared Folder. Here it is. So Working Group CLP, that's where those files are being pulled from. The key file that I'm showing you now is LGN Key Information. Ideally, this would be the only file in this shared Dropbox folder, and again, you interact through it through this home page. So instead of having many files that are easy to get lost, you have a kind of single home page that you can interact with. Additionally, there are links to LTF content, so you can click this button, and it should take me to a YouTube video. I have slow internet here in Milano at my hotel, so that takes a little while to load, but here's John Shook talking about the Lean Transformation Framework, and I'm not going to play that, but just to show you how it works. And now back to our Excel kind of website. The last thing I'd like to share is there's this Submit an Idea button. So you can submit an idea you have, I guess, for anything. We'll see what happens with it. but it's an opportunity for people to promote things that they'd like to be a part of either this document here or maybe part of LGN in general. Maybe a couple more things worth showing. So up here, there are a few documents that are worth looking at. So the LGN action timeline. So what this is just visualizing all the activity occurring across LGN. So you have summits, governance things with the EC meetings and calls, the board meeting, and then there's stuff here about sharing and collaborating. Okay, so these are things that we're thinking about doing to get us closer to that sharing and collaborative network. So maybe monthly webinars with some ideas about content for those webinars. There's been an idea about doing 2-minute videos. Okay, and then there's knowledge management. There it is. What I'm doing right now. Okay, so and then you have information about working groups. Okay, content that's been planned, maybe stuff that's going to happen. Anyway, it's a way to try to visualize all the information occurring across LGN. And so I don't want to go into too much detail about this now, but feel free to explore that. So now I'm going to go back to home. And here we are. So that's how this works. And that's all I wanted to introduce you to. So I welcome you to play around with it and submit your feedback. Thank you very much.